Hey, if you're a library and information science professional, you know that our entire world is built on data. So today, we're going to jump into the essential metrics of our field. And look, these aren't just some dusty, abstract concepts. They are the real, practical tools you can use every single day to understand, manage, and actually measure the vast world of information.
So let's kick things off with this powerful idea from P.C. Mahalanobis, who founded the Indian Statistical Institute. He didn't see statistics as some dry, boring academic subject. No way! He called it a key technology, literally an engine for progress. And that just perfectly sets the stage for our conversation today, because we're looking at the core technology for managing and understanding knowledge itself.
All right, here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to trace the whole story of measurement, starting with the physical library, then expanding out to the process of science, and finally landing in the entire digital universe. The goal? To equip you with a complete professional toolkit.
Okay, let's dive right in. Our story doesn't begin in the cloud. No, it starts on the ground, with the very tangible world of books, journals, and the people walking into the library. It was right here that two distinct but related fields popped up to bring some hard numbers into the library world.
This slide just nails the initial split. On one side, you've got librarimetry, pioneered by the absolute legend S.R. Ranganathan. It was all about looking inward, asking really practical questions like, how can I run my library better? Then, on the other side, you have bibliometries, a term from Alan Pritchard, which looked outward at the whole universe of documents and communication.
So the term librarimetry was first dropped by S.R. Ranganathan at a conference way back in 1948. But get this, it came from a super practical need. He was actually using these techniques back in the 1920s to make sense of everything happening inside the library's walls, from the books on the shelves to the staff at the desk.
And this is where it gets really real for us as professionals today. I mean, think about it. Librarimetry gives you the tools to answer the tough questions. How many people do you really need on staff during finals week? What's the best way to lay out the building so people can actually find things? Which books should we be buying based on real usage data? It's all about using numbers to make the library work smarter.
Okay, now let's shift our focus and look outward. So in 1969, a guy named Alan Pritchard comes up with the term bibliometrics. Why? Well, apparently he thought the old term, statistical bibliography, was just clunky, a bit of a mouthful, you know? His goal was to create a whole field for analyzing the entire ecosystem of recorded knowledge, to find the hidden patterns in how we create, share, and cite information.
Now here's where it gets really interesting. While all of this was going on, a totally parallel field was developing, especially over in Eastern Europe. And this new field, well, it had bigger ambitions. It wasn't just about measuring libraries or documents. It wanted to measure the very process and progress of science itself.
And this field is called Scientometrics. Think of it like taking a bird's-eye view of the entire scientific world. It uses numbers to study the history of science, the sociology of how scientists work together, and even to help make smarter science policy. It's really about understanding the mechanics of discovery.
You can see on this timeline how the whole thing became official over a couple of decades. It started as an idea in Russia, then it got a real home with the launch of the journal Scientometrics in '77, and it was all built on the work of pioneers like Derek John de Solla Price, who made that famous discovery about the exponential growth of scientific papers.
Okay, so let's recap. We have librarimetrics for libraries, bibliometrics for documents, and scientometrics for science. That is a lot of metrics. So the logical next question was, is there a single unifying idea that could bring them all together? Put them all under one big conceptual roof.
And the answer was a resounding yes. In 1979, Otto Nocky proposed the term Informetrics, and this became the great unifier. It's the study of the quantitative side of information in, well, any form. Not just books, not just papers, but all information, no matter where it comes from or what format it's in.
And this right here, is basically the family tree. Or you can think of it as a mind map of these metrics. You can see so clearly how the focus just gets wider and wider at each step. Librarimetrics is super specific. Bibliometrics and Scientometrics broaden the scope. And Informetrics, well, that's the main trunk of the tree. It's the big generic term that all the other branches grow from.
So let's move on, because you can see how this is all building. Just as this awesome framework was getting solid, a revolutionary new technology came along that would change everything and create a brand new frontier for measurement.
Yep.
The invention of the World Wide Web created a whole new universe of information. It wasn't just a static collection of documents. It was this dynamic, living, hyperlinked network. And this new universe demanded brand new tools to measure it.
This led to two new terms, and for today's InfoPro, this distinction is absolutely crucial. Webometrics, a term from Almind and Ingwersen, focuses specifically on the World Wide Web, so think link structures, website usage, that kind of thing. But cybermetrics is even bigger. It's the study of the entire internet. We're talking the web, plus email, discussion forums, mailing lists, the whole shebang.
Okay, so we've covered the history, which is cool, but how does this actually help you in your job today? Well, this whole family of metrics creates a seriously powerful professional toolkit. It's not just a bunch of definitions. It's grounded in real theories and supported by a global community of people who are actively using these tools to solve real-world problems.
These are the theories that really form the foundation here, and they are incredibly practical. Let's take Bradford's law of scattering. It sounds complicated, but it basically tells you that for any topic, a very small number of core journals will publish most of the key articles. Now, why does that matter? Think about your acquisitions budget. It means you can focus your resources on that core set of journals and get the most bang for your buck. Or take Lotka's law, which shows that a few very prolific authors produce most of the papers in a field. These laws aren't just abstract ideas, they give us models to predict patterns and make smart, data-driven decisions.
And here's the best part. You are not alone in this work. This field has a really robust professional community. Societies like the ISSI can connect you with a global network of colleagues. Journals like the Journal of Scientometrics are where you'll find all the latest research. And there are institutes all over the world pushing the boundaries of what's possible. This is a living, breathing field, and you can be a part of it.
And this brings us right to the end, to the final, critical question for every single one of us in the information professions. We've seen the evolution from physical books all the way to the entire internet, but the landscape is always changing, right? As we move into these new worlds of AI-generated content, virtual realities, and immersive data, how are our metrics going to have to adapt? What will we need to measure next? If you found this explainer helpful for your own professional toolkit, please do us a favor and like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of information science,